Oh yeah, how's it going everyone? Maryland here, and that's right, it's time for another one of these weekly chats, weekly live streams, whatever you want to call it. Just where I kind of give status updates on what's been going on with me throughout the week over on my website, and just like in general too. And then we'll do some questions and answers. And there's a lot because this week I decided to do something a little different. This isn't going to be the standard going forward, but maybe every now and then we'll do this. So we'll have to see. So I opened up the Ask in Advance questions this week to everyone. So I made a post over on my community tab for people to post questions. Now it's closed for right now, but there were a lot of questions that even non-members asked, so I think that'll be fun going through that. We'll see how that goes. But before I do that, I want to talk about what's been going on this week and just kind of giving you the heads up. And yeah, there is a bun back there. There is. If you have any questions in the meanwhile, though, you're going to need to be patient because how this works, I give my updates so people tuning in after the stream goes live, you know, they just get the quick version. Then I do the Ask in Advance questions, and then I'll be reading chat more, you know, just chill, more casually, and that'd be a perfect time to ask the questions there. So that's just how it's done if you're unfamiliar with that. I see a lot of questions in the chat right now. So just be patient. Be patient. We'll get to those. Also, thank you so much, Atomachiuna, for the $5 super chat saying Sharifa told me to say hi for her today. Also, hi, Marilyn. Hey, well, thank you so much for that. Really do appreciate it. Okay, so, yeah, let's talk about my week. What's been going on? So, yes, someone in chat said, yes, I do have a haircut. It's quite short, actually. In fact, if anything, it's probably a little shorter than I would have liked, but oh well, it's fine. It's a summer cut, you know, it'll get the job done. So we'll see how long that lasts. But yeah, so I have that going on. I guess that was a thing. I had to do an update on the website over the new Katy Perry song, The Electric. That was kind of neat, you know? It was kind of cool. I feel like the Post Malone one, I mean, his whole concert, if you will, was like 10 minutes, like shortest concert ever, but you know, there was so much Pokemon in that. It was really neat. Whereas like Electric, it didn't have as much of it, but it was a catchy song. Like, it was kind of cool. I enjoyed it. So then I had to like write up a bunch of stuff for that because I always try to, you know, be on top of press releases and stuff. I think that's a good thing. Also, thanks so much, Shripa, for the $4.99 super chat saying, can't stick around for the stream because of work, but I figured I'd pop by, say hello, and send you some well wishes and luck. Those lucky clovers. Oh, man. Well, thank you so much for that. And yeah, I'll get to my clover story in a moment because that's something that just happened today, and it's wild. It has me just like, what the heck? It's crazy. So, before I get to that, though, let's talk about the website and development on that. So, my development has still been stalled a little bit, but that's because I've spent, like, the later part of last week and then also the weekend working on, like, writing super comprehensive, like, guides on HTML and just, like, writing out kind of a not really a to-do list for the IV calculator, but sort of just my vision for the IV calculator. Because I've been mentioning we have someone helping out now, Matan in the chat. He's been helping out. I've been working with him, and I'm introducing him to a lot of the languages used on the site, like PHP, HTML, a bit of CSS, some JavaScript. There's quite a bit there. So just, it's good for me to try to be as good at explaining things as possible and have as much information available. So that did take some time, but over the past few days, I have been working on the Pokedex, and I nearly erased like 3 months of work yesterday when I was pushing some like local Git stuff for like file versioning and stuff, and I was almost in a panic. But thankfully, I managed to fix it because that's kind of how it goes. So I just need to be super careful in the future. But yeah, so let's see. This isn't like a huge solution or anything, but it's kind of just a quick update. Last time, this wasn't really well styled. Now I kind of figured out how I want to display it, which I've just been racking my brain over trying to figure this out. Like, it's simple, but just having it look nice is a pain. And this does scale well if you're on mobile. Let me see if I can show you a mobile version of this really fast. See, it all kind of stacks together and has some extra padding if you're viewing it on mobile, which is nice. So that'll be good. But I ended up breaking something with this because for some reason now when I click this, originally I had set it up so it would take you to the top of this table because, you know, if you're like clicking through down here, it doesn't really do you any good having good pagination if, you know, like just load more, like having to scroll up after you hit that. It's just really bad user experience. So I had that figured out, but then somehow while I was updating things, it broke, and I've just been having the time of my life, not in a good way, trying to figure out what I did and how do I get it back to the way it was. So it's a pain right now. So I don't know. I spent like a lot of yesterday trying to figure that out. Just for the life of me, couldn't do it. So I'll tackle it more probably tonight or tomorrow. But at least progress is being made. You know, sometimes it's those small things. Like this is just a UI, kind of UI UX thing. But it just slowed me down so much because I was trying to think of how do I best have all this information presented to the user, because that's important. So yeah, that's pretty much between that and the electric update. That's what I've been working on for this site, as well as all the like tutorial documents and stuff. I mean, it was literally, I think, 40 pages of documents, maybe even more, over the past like week and a half or so. So I mean, it was a lot. That's kept me busy, but it's a good investment. That's the thing. And it's really taught me a lot too. I had to learn how to do things like set up local test servers in a way I'm not familiar with, like more of a Windows way. So that was cool. Like, I mean, I've learned a lot from it too. And I also found it to be really good as I'm explaining my code, having it like come across as natural, if that makes sense. Because I don't really talk to a lot of other people about code. So, you know, I don't necessarily know if I'm doing things right or wrong or indifferent, but I think whenever you can talk about a topic, whatever it is, it doesn't have to be programming, but whenever you can talk about a topic and you're able to like not skip a beat or kind of doubt yourself, you're just able to say, oh yeah, you know, it's this and this. Like, that shows a level of confidence. That's really cool because I didn't think I had that confidence just previously. So that's kind of nice to know that. Yeah, so anyway, that's kind of the update with the site. As for YouTube, I am just one episode away from being out of my queue of episodes that I have recorded because, you know, in order to make the April Fool's Day teaser for the Diamond Adventure, I had to record a lot to get, like, the footage of Heatran. And the Heatran video, that should be going live on Saturday because we just had one go live on Tuesday. I've been doing them every Tuesday and Saturday. So that's pretty cool. But it means I need to record. I'm guessing there's still going to be 3 episodes remaining. So I can probably knock that out in, I don't know, an afternoon or so. I'll probably do that tomorrow or Friday. But then that'll be it for it. That'll be pretty wild. So we'll talk about that more in a moment. I know that there was a question about that in the Ask in Advance. So I'll kind of talk about stuff more then. I think it was there. Otherwise, I'm sure I'll bring it up. Lastly, I did a little bit of playing around this week with the lighting. You know, I've been looking at it, and it's just been driving me crazy. For the longest time, trying to find a good lighting balance has just been really tough. And a lot of the reason for that is I have overhead lights, like they're directly above my head. I also have 2 auxiliary lights that I use for lighting. Well, it would sometimes cause a problem where it'd be too bright up there or too dark without him. So it's like, hey, you know what? Let's just like move some things around and try some stuff out. And I have my 2 lights in a little bit better of a position. And I think it looks so much better. Like, it's darker in the background, but who cares in the background? I think a lot of the reason I needed to have the old lighting setup was because I used green screen. In fact, what you see behind me, that is my green screen. You can just flip it around to make it a blue screen, which I kind of like as a background. I like it a little bit better as a background. So, yeah, that's just kind of something I changed last minute. So, yeah, hopefully it looks good. I think it looks pretty good. But, okay, there's one last thing that I want to talk about before we move into the Ask in Advance questions. And that is something that happened. It's story time, all right? Story time with Maryland today. Let me have a sip of this water. Lovely water. There we go. All right, so, I don't know how many of you saw my 4-leaf and 5-leaf clover video. I think I made a video. I don't remember. I think it was 2 years ago. I don't think it was actually last year because, man, I tell you, it seems like last year didn't even happen, right? But I think it was like May of 2019 or something. I posted a video on YouTube and it was just me kind of out there and showing 4-leaf and 5-leaf clovers that I found in my front yard, which was just crazy. And you know, I found them and I had my phone on me, so I wanted to record them. I didn't want to pick them, but I wanted to record them and just show them. I thought that'd be neat. I'm also a little nervous about 5-leaf clovers. I picked one way back and I had a terrible time with bad luck from it, so I kind of wanted to leave them alone, but immortalize them in video form. So I posted that video. People loved it. They thought it was like really wholesome. So that was neat. Well, anyway, today something wild happened. So I was outside and there are now 2 neighborhood cats. Previously there was just one. I called him Chatty Cat because he's like super friendly, and he talks a lot. Like, he's always meowing. He is so friendly. Well, there was this other cat, and he was like kind of an orange and white tabby. And there was this other cat that at first I thought was Chatty because it was also an orange cat, but he didn't come running over to me to say hi like Chatty would when I first saw him. So then I noticed, wait, this is a different cat. It's also an orange cat, but as I examined the cat more, and this was like, I don't know, a year ago or something when I first saw the cat, maybe like 6 months. I'd say probably like 9 months. So, you know, I thought it was this Chatty Cat at first, but it wasn't. But it was also orange. So, like, the nickname I gave him as I saw him a few times was Faux Chatty. So, and then it just evolved into Faux. But anyway, this cat has been around. I wasn't sure if it was a wild stray cat or something until recently when I saw it with a collar, which has been rather nice. And then I saw both Chatty and Faux together, and that was cool. I mean, what it showed me, like, they both ended up getting collars around the same time. So I established the fact that, okay, they're probably from the same household on the block, which is neat. But unlike Chatty, Faux is very shy. Like, he's not like a stray, because, you know, he wouldn't just dart off or anything. But he definitely was reserved. And, you know, he'd like look at me and, you know, but wouldn't really let me get up close to him. Well, anyway, long and short of it, after a few attempts at trying to gain his trust, the third time was the charm. And I also got disconnected from PTCGO. Let me just log on to that in the background. Because we'll do that later. So, I saw him outside in my driveway. This was like a week or 2 ago. I saw him outside in my driveway with Chatty Cat. The 2 of them were together. I'm like, oh, that's cute. So I went outside and sure enough, Chatty, he came running over to me. He was super happy. But what was really cool about that is that showed Bo, hey, he's good. He's friendly. He'll pet you. And sure enough, Bo came walking over, and then he let me pet him, and he was super lovey, super fluffy cat. Really, really adorable. Absolutely beautiful cat. So anyway, that's the backstory with the cats. What does this have to do with clovers, you might ask? So today, I was outside, like I mentioned, and there were both Chatty and Bo. They were out in my backyard, and I went out back there, and, you know, they were happy to see me, and Bo let me pet him, which was really cool. Especially, like, when the two of them are together, it seems like Bo feels a lot more at ease. So I think he's trusting me now, which is really good. That's the goal. But anyway, as I was, like, petting Bo, I looked down, and I saw something in the grass that had me going, wait, is this? So I have an eye for clovers, like 4-leaf clovers in particular. I can always find them. Like if I look down at a patch of grass at your yard, I could probably find you a 4-leaf clover in 5 minutes. Like it's weird. I don't know how it works, but it just does. My eyes are really good at like dissecting the patterns of clovers, and whenever they detect something that's like amiss or that doesn't fit that 3-leaf clover mold, it kind of sends up like a, hey, check that out, something's weird here. Now sometimes it's just clovers stuck together, that happens, but in this case, or in the case of like 4-leaf clovers and stuff, it wasn't. So in the case of the video from, you know, 2019 or whenever it was, that was a case of 5-leaf clovers. There were 5-leaf clovers that were in my front yard, and it's really wild because looking at them, it's like, it really breaks that pattern. Today though, while I was looking down and petting Bo, I thought I saw something. And I'm like, wait, is this? And this is one of the most difficult things because so often it's a false positive. But this time it wasn't. All right, I'm gonna show you. You ready for this? I recorded it because I needed proof. I needed proof.
Hey, this is it. Look
at that.
It is an honest to goodness 6-leaf clover.
It's a 6-leaf clover.
I just found this thing. I honestly can't believe it. I happen to be looking down at some neighborhood cats, and I see this.
It's a 6-leaf clover.
Beautiful specimen. You can see it is just all on
trying
one
to
spot.
show the stem, because that's the thing. So often, see, so often 4-leaf clovers, or clovers in general, they can like stick together. And so often I've seen what I thought were 6-leaf clovers, but they're just 2 of them together, you know, 2 3-leaf. Because 3-leaf clovers, they're like super common. I mean, that's the standard. 4-leaf clovers are uncommon, but they're not actually as rare as you think. Let's say 1 in 10,000, which seems like a lot, but at the same time, there can be 1,000 clovers in a pretty small area. So, you know, it's only 10 of those small areas. So like what I heard is it increases in rarity by a magnitude of 10 every time you add a leaf. So a 5-leaf clover might be 1 in 100,000 clovers. And then a 6-leaf is 1 in a million, let's say. So they are super rare. And something really important is there's a lot of plants that look like clovers, that look like these white clovers here, that are not. Like, they look different. They definitely have a different look to them. But this is an honest-to-goodness 3-leaf white clover, or 6-leaf white clover. Normally they'd be 3-leaf, but this one is, it's an honest-to-goodness 6-leaf clover. And you can see that, like, it's the one stem there. I've picked one once, I believe once before when I was just a kid, and I'm not even 100% sure.
Not even one of those fake clovers, too. This is very real.
Yeah, so that is just,
All right.
it was crazy. And it's all because of that cat. All because of that neighborhood cat that was just super, super friendly. I mean, he wasn't super friendly, but he was warming up to me, and it was just really neat. But it's so weird because it was in a part of my yard I almost never go to. It was in like my backyard. I don't really go there often. I'm usually in my front if I'm outside. That's where my 5-leaf clover patches were. And I did find a 4-leaf clover the other day. But yeah, honest to goodness, 6-leaf clover. I was just mind blown at that. That's crazy. Absolutely crazy. So I'm a little nervous. I really hope it doesn't bring me bad luck. I did decide to pick it, and I sent it home with, I sent it over to my parents because they have a laminator, and I want to get it, like, pressed and laminated. They know how to do that because they did it when I was a kid. But I hope it won't bring me bad luck because I feel like 5-leaf clovers do. But this isn't a 5-leaf. It's a 6-leaf. It's a beautiful specimen. Absolutely beautiful. So yeah, anyway, that I was really excited about that. That was a really cool thing to happen to me today. All right, so anyway, I believe now we can go into the Ask in Advance questions because that's all I really had to share this week. So, as I mentioned, I opened it up to everyone this week. So, it was in my community tab. Normally, this is just for members, just for those who hit the join button. Anyone can ask questions when I'm live on the stream, which is cool, just after I've gone through the weekly updates and the Ask in Advance questions. So we'll do that in a little bit. But this week in particular, I decided, you know what, let's open it up to everyone. Let's see how this goes. And, well, it went better than I was worried it would, but there's a lot of questions. So we'll be here for a little bit. So let's go ahead and get through these. And hopefully this will be enjoyable, but it will probably be a while. I'll warn you in advance. Now, I might not be able to read everything, and you'll see why in a moment, but I'll do my best. Okay, so here we go. All right. We will, however, start with the members, though. So we'll scroll up. There are 2 of them, so we'll start there. So Shripa asking, how's it going, Devin? Shripa here. I won't be able to tune into the stream because I have an evening shift at work, but I figured I'd still get my question in. Which evil team in Pokemon do you think best fits the role of most evil? What makes you believe so? Also, I didn't really give a lot of forethought to these questions. I was going back and forth if I wanted to or not, and I decided, you know what, for the most part, like, I did read them, but I figured for the most part, we'll try to do them live on the spot. So I'm not 100% sure, you know, if it's gonna be, like, super accurate or whatever. It might take me a moment. So as far as, like, most evil, and we're going into spoiler territory just in case, but I mean, that's a tough one. Like, one that's coming to mind right now is Neo Team Plasma, because, you know, Team Plasma was great, but the, you know, Neo Team Plasma was just like, gets us just trying to, what, freeze the world? Like, I don't even really know what he was all on about. It's like he didn't really have a mission anymore. He just wanted to awaken Kyurem and do stuff. Whereas, like, you know, he completely failed his original mission and got exposed for being a fraud anyway. So it's like, huh. Otherwise, even though it sounds kind of weird because people don't like Team Flare, but if you think about it, Team Flare, their goal was to exterminate the filth and stuff. I mean, generally, like, I think it's different in, like, their motive is different if you're playing X or Y, but, like, let's just say one of those, you know, they wanted to get the ultimate weapon and essentially destroy the world, like, fire the ultimate weapon. I mean, they kind of did. It kind of, I don't know. Because if you think of the others, Aqua and Magma, they at least had their beliefs. Like, I feel like they were misguided, but it wasn't really so much that they were evil, even if their goal would be pretty bad. Team Galactic, I don't really think they were evil. I mean, you know, Cyrus had his motives and stuff. Team Rocket, they were thugs, they were bad, but they never really went like, hey, let's destroy the world evil. You know, it was always kind of their own thing. They just wanted money. Team Skull, you know, they're Team Skull. They're not that bad. I mean, you know, that's just kind of, it's weird to think that like Neo Team Plasma and Team Flare are like the two contenders for that role. But honestly, like if I think about it, like I think that kind of fits it the most. Maybe Galactic, but like as far as villains, I think, you know, Team Rocket, you know, they're classic, but they're more in it for themselves and money as opposed to being really evil, if that makes sense. Alright, and then Atomichi Una here, saying, hello, Mr. Land of Merrills. I'm super excited to see all of the Ask and Advanced questions this time around. I'll keep things simple this week and ask you what your favorite season is. You know, I've gone back and forth for what my favorite season is. I really like both fall and I like spring as well, or autumn and spring. And I like them for different reasons. I like spring because everything is just like coming back to life, and there's not usually a lot of bugs out just yet, so it's fine. I mean, the bugs do show up. Usually it's kind of muddy and stuff too, but you know, like with fall, I feel like I like the atmosphere, but at the same time, I think over the past few years, it's just kind of depressed me more. So, yeah, we'll have to see. I don't know. One of those two. I've kind of gone back and forth as to which. I know winter is my least favorite, though. I don't like snow. All right, so there are a lot of questions, as you can see here. I did have to cut it off up top. So if there's any other questions that were asked after this, well, you didn't read this. I probably could pin it, but I think that'd defeat the point. These are sorted by date, though, so I will read them by date for the most part. All right, so anyway, let's get on with this. I enjoyed your Stardew Valley streams, or Twitch streams. Have you thought of going back to it or streaming games of that nature? Kind of, not like lately, I guess. So, I mean, like my whole streaming outlook has been kind of dashed. In all honesty, like I'll probably do some stuff, but I don't really want to do too much non-Pokemon stuff nowadays. Like between all the copyright claims on just everything nowadays, it's like I just don't want to fight that, you know? I don't want to take a chance and play a game and just have, you know, it's copyrighted music get claimed. I mean, if it's in there right, sure, but like you just don't know nowadays, so I don't know. I probably won't, but I do like Stardew Valley. Like, it is pretty fun. Alright, so do you think there will be more Pokemon White/Black games? Personally, I don't. I think that keeping it just to Black 2 and White 2 as the sequels is all we'll see of it. I wouldn't rule out a return to Unova, but they've already kind of done some extra plot stuff in Pokemon Masters, I guess, so like I don't really see the need for it. I'd love to see it remade in a like Octopath Traveler style. I think that'd look really nice on the Switch, but I don't realistically think that'll happen. But, you know, after everyone plays Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, and then they hop on the When are Black and White remakes train, and that's all we'll hear for the next 5 years, you know, we'll kind of see how that goes from there. But I think they'd be more likely to remake Black and White as opposed to make a Black and White 3, but who knows. Do you think we might get a Pokemon Z or something like that? Honestly, I don't think we will, because Pokemon Z is from Gen 6 and we're into Gen 8 now, so I don't really think we'll do that. They also seem to be moving away from single versions. So, you know, I'm mixed on that. I really don't like enhanced versions of stuff. I thought Ultra Moon and Ultra Sun were really unnecessary, and I didn't like them other than what they added to the game mechanically. They ruined a lot of the characters and plot, and I don't know. But I want them to move away from that. I think new experiences are always better. That's what I enjoy. Hey, Maryland, been so to your channel since the very first Emerald Nuzlocke. Big fan. My question is, of all of your Nuzlocks, which deaths impacted you the most that you can remember? I don't want to spoil too much, but let's start with the one that honestly shaped the whole rest of the channel, and that was, again, spoilers if you haven't seen the Emerald Nuzlocke. I'll put my hand up like this when you can unmute. But honestly, it was the first death of not just that Nuzlocke, but all the Nuzlocks on my channel. It was Waffles, the Combuskin. And, you know, prior to that, I was just going through the game, just steamrolling everything. I'm like, nothing's dying. You know, nothing's really that hard. This is fine. And then in the fight against Watson, I think it was the Magneton, ends up confusing me, or confusing Waffles. He hits himself in confusion like once or twice, and there's like a crit or something. Like, it was such bad luck, but he died. And then I had to figure out what the heck to do from there. And that was one of the most intense battles I've ever had. And, you know, that was before all these, like, hardcore Nuzlocks and stuff like that. It was rough, even just back then. I mean, now I look back at it, it's like, oh, you know, but for being, like, my first one there, it really put me into a very difficult position. It's like, wow, everything just went from just cruising through the game to, this could be it. It could be over. And from that emerged a broken team of heroes. They lost their leader, and I had to figure out what to do from that, where to go from there. And it was pretty tough, but it worked out great. And, you know, I always kept that with me, and it really helped me shape the personalities of the team, because that really played into Waffles being like this cocky leader who thought he could do everything. And then he ends up hitting himself in confusion, not just getting knocked out from a critical hit, but hitting himself in confusion to do so. And it just, that was what really cemented, wow, I'm not just playing a game, I'm playing a story. You know, these aren't just pixels, they're characters. And because of that one death, it shaped my whole view towards, you know, Nuzlocks and the Pokemon in them as telling a story instead. And then it was great. So that, we'll just leave it there. There were a lot of other ones that really affected me, but that one in particular was probably the one that affected me the most. Alright, so your Nuzlocks and Wedlock are the best on YouTube. Have you ever thought about doing a generation lock? I have not thought about it. Hello Marilyn, are you doing fine? Are there tips you want to share? Thought I said, are there any tips? Are there tips you want to share about how to care for oneself in terms of mental health? I'm the sort of person who gets affected by Nuzlocke deaths, also death in general, very badly. And I'm certain I'm not the only one. Well, first of all, you are 100% true on that last line. You are not the only one. And that is okay. A lot of people, they struggle with mental health. They have issues dealing with sensitive topics. That's why I always try to keep sensitive topics just away from this channel. It's something that, you know, people, they can talk about amongst their friends and stuff. It's not that I'm trying to be insensitive. It's just trying to be a place where we can just all get together and just kind of, you know, be at peace with stuff. So as far as like how to care for yourself with mental health, first of all, I'm not at all like a licensed therapist or anything like that. Never underestimate the power of therapy. It can be great for some people, but if that's not something that's feasible or attainable for you, some things that I always try to keep in mind. Be grateful for the things that you have, because so often people think that they don't have what they do, and that can be a lot of stress. And you know, that it sounds weird, but it really can go a long way. Another thing, and this is probably even more important, to be honest, the importance of taking things one day at a time. Find something, anything, just something that you can look forward to each day. If it's a video, if it's, you know, a TV show, if it's like a game or an app like Animal Crossing, or even a mobile app. I mean, that helped me get through a lot of tough times. There was a mobile app that I used to play called Dragon Veil. You like breed dragons and collect them and stuff. And it was cool. I mean, you basically just click stuff. But it was about collecting, and it's about like waiting and seeing if you can do stuff and collect these things. And it was during a time where I was definitely going through a lot of mental stuff. And what I found with that, even though it was just a silly little phone game, it was something that I look forward to each day. It was something that's like, hey, I want to see what I get today. And then I'll try again tomorrow if I don't get it. And just keep that up. Now, that could be anything. You could do whatever, really. But I find that in particular really helped me get through a very tough time, is just taking things one day at a time and finding things to look forward to. As for, you know, being affected by like Nuzlocke deaths in general, that is absolutely valid. I mean, if anything, that shows how much humanity you have, because that is a sad topic. It's something that a lot of people, they almost get desensitized to. And, you know, the media, movies, stuff like that, they show so much of it that it really kind of makes sense. You know, the reality is it's a part of life, but it's sad thinking about it. And, you know, trying not to think about it too much. Also, this is a really good song, by the way. I listened to this the other day when it was playing on a Rainwave. I'm like, whoa, what is this? I need to get this. It was great. Ripper the Necrodancer has some really good music. But yeah, that's just like some stuff. Don't feel bad if those things affect you, because that is absolutely normal. And just try to take things one day at a time. I mean, you know, find something that keeps you happy, find something that, you know, you can look forward to, and use that just to get through your days. I mean, you know, don't cope with negative things, like don't overeat or binge eat to cope. Don't, you know, do any, like, you know, the kind of bad stuff. Like, find healthy escapes, healthy things to look forward to. That's important. Definitely important. Okay, so we have, for the DP remakes, do you think they look the way they do due to Game Freak creating Legends Arceus? Personally, I like the BDSP art style, but I know the majority don't like it. I think actually it's a mixed bag as far as who likes it, who doesn't. Like, you have a lot of loud voices that don't like it, and hey, they're entitled to their opinion. But I think a lot of people, like, that I've talked to, they like it just fine. I mean, you know, it's really just that matter of people have this vision in their mind. But I think the reason it looks the way it does is because they wanted it to be a true graphical upgrade, you know, rather than just, you know, make it like Let's Go, let's say, where, you know, they really change a lot of it. I think they really wanted to just make it like an HD style. Like, I think it's intentional. I don't necessarily think it's due to Game Freak doing that. And, you know, whether you like the style or not, like, I think this is a good question regardless. But personally, I don't think it has to do with Game Freak not making it or dedicating their work into Legends Arceus. I think they just kind of, like, worked out some arrangement that's like, hey, we'll do this, we can focus on this project, as opposed to what I was kind of thinking or maybe even fearing, where they wouldn't have anything this year. So I think that's better to open it up. I hope they do. Honestly, I really hope that they start to bring on Bandai Namco more. Like, they've done really well with Smash Bros. Ultimate, all things considered. And I mean, I know it's not perfect, y'all, but you know, all things considered, like, you know, Nintendo kind of moving in that direction has been great. I think that if they can also do like Pokemon stuff like they did with New Snap, I mean, they've proven themselves. I think Game Freak needs to move away from developing, because I feel like in a way they're not quite adapting as fast as the rest of the world is. That's just my thought. All right, what's your favorite ice cream flavor? Oh man, if I had to pick one flavor and I couldn't have any other flavors for the rest of my life, I would have to say chocolate chip cookie dough. I love me some chocolate chip cookie dough ice cream. It's really good. Runners up, I really like cookies and cream. Really nice. And I love like pistachio. Pistachio ice cream is really good. And there's this one kind that's more popular like in the Wisconsin area called Blue Moon, and it's really good. This is a long question, and I'm gonna go back to this. We'll go back to this, all right? Remind me in a moment. I got a chuckle out of it. All right. Do you plan on doing any more Wedlocks or challenges anytime soon? I do not. What do you dislike or like/dislike the most about your Nuzlocks or Wedlocks? I like the story and when it all kind of adds up. All right, like, I mean, it's hard to explain, but like the Black Wedlock, for instance, I really like it when it, you know, it was just a fun time. Like, it was good. But what I dislike is this like pressure that I put on myself, and I feel like YouTube comments does. Like, it broke me for the longest time, where it's like, oh, you made this mistake, you didn't do this, I'm gonna chew you out for it, and I'm gonna tell you should have done that, because, you know, it's like, and again, I've been trying to be much better about criticism. Like, I've recognized that as a fault of mine. It's something that I consciously work to improve. But I also think identifying good criticism and bad criticism is good. And people have the right to voice their discontent with something. Like, if I make a bad decision and something dies from it, well, okay. But, and this is going to the what I dislike, I'm answering this. You know, it's like, okay, what do you want me to do about it? It's not something I can improve, because I can't just, oh, let me just re-record it then. Oh, okay, there's some good criticism. Let me just re-record it. It's like, at that point, there's nothing more I can do. Whatever situation was there was probably just this culmination of events. I mean, if I forgot what type something was, well, yeah, then I'll know it in the future. But if it's like, oh, well, this would have done more damage, well, okay, let me get a damage calculator while I'm doing stuff. Let me just look up every team while I'm doing stuff. Let me just play perfectly like a It's that pressure. I don't like that pressure. And, you know, I'm really glad I don't have to deal with that anymore. But it's really sad that it kind of came to that point, because, you know, I feel like I'm not the only one that has had to deal with that. And it's, you know, it is unfortunate. I think if people just, you know, we're more understanding of stuff, or not, like, because that's the other thing, it gets boring then if nothing dies, because it's like, you literally can't win. It's like, well, this is boring, nothing's dying. Well, something died, you should have done this. Well, I don't like that. I don't like that. I'm glad I don't have to deal with it. Also, thank you so much, Thunder55, for the $2 super chat, or $1.99, saying, sorry, it was so long, had to set context for it. Called out! No, I did read it all. I'm not gonna read it all on stream, though, because that practically qualified as an essay. It's a good question, though. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. But it was really long. It was all right. Here, I'll skip forward to it just really fast. I'm not gonna answer the question right now, but just so you see why I didn't hit the read more. This did give me a chuckle. This looks fine. This is great. Okay. I mean, I would love to answer this, but then let's go on an adventure. Whoa! This is like a Maryland level comment here. I mean, you're right. That does set the context, and I will address the comment. Reading all of this, if you, the viewer, want the full context, check out the post in my community tab. I'm not gonna read this all, but I have read it all. Like, I'm not reading it aloud. But yeah, I had to call you out on that. You can see why I was gonna wait on that just a little bit. Well, we'll get back to it in a moment, because I definitely have my thoughts on it. That's how I write comments. Yeah, no, I write them that way too, Zach. I write them that way too. I do. I mean, I've written books for my community tab posts, and even just comments in general. But when it comes to, like, hey, I'm just asking, like, a question, you know, just, like, a quick question, not, like, a life story, it got me a bit of a chuckle, because it's like, whoa! Okay, anyway, we'll get back to that. Definitely let me know if I forget, because I don't want to forget. Okay, next up here. This is also a pretty good one. Hey there, Maryland. I hope you've had a good week. I'm curious about how you store all your TCG stuff. Is there a set system you use, or does it change from time to time? Been workshopping my card storage for a while, and have finally settled on an organization system using plastic boxes. Nice. Yeah, I am so disorganized. I need to go through and add a lot of stuff to, like, binders and stuff. I usually like to add things to binders based on the number in the set. I like to have one, like, let's say you have a page, okay, of 9 cards, and I would put the cards in order on that page, and then on the reverse side, I would have the reverse foil patterns. Like, if there is a reverse foil version of it, I would do that. But also to keep in mind with that, you have to do it in reverse. Like, let's say card number 4, okay? So that would be number 4 on a page. 1 at the top left, 2 top center, 3 top right, 4 in the middle left. Well, if you get the reverse foil version of 4, it doesn't go behind the 4 in the middle left, it would be behind in the middle right. Because then when you're looking at it on the back side, it will be proper. Because otherwise, it's like, it's mirrored, which is weird. So that's something not everyone thinks about if they're putting it in a binder. But something else that I've done recently while I've been super disorganized, and I get a lot of free product from Pokemon because they send me stuff because they're awesome. Hashtag free product. My friends at Pokemon, I was going to show those off in a bit. But my point with that is they've sent me a lot of stuff, and one thing I've grown to love is those Elite Trainer boxes. Like, you can fit the contents of the Elite Trainer box and a booster box inside of the one Elite Trainer box. So that's been like my go-to for storage. Like, if I don't have time to sort out the cards, because they're usually sending me like an Elite Trainer box and a booster box, maybe some theme decks, which is super cool. But it makes it super easy to just, like, sort them out in there. Now, you know, it's not the most affordable solution, but you also get packs out of it too, so that's nice. So I found that to be really nice for organizing before I put them into the binders and stuff. But ideally, the binders are where I want to put, like, my sets, and then extras, they can just hang out in the Elite Trainer boxes. Or also, they do sell, like, big cardboard box kind of storage things. You can use those too. That's what I do. Okay. This is actually really funny because I was gonna call out, hopefully I get this right, Saraswat? I probably got it wrong, but I was gonna call him out because originally there were like 2 questions in there. I'm like, how could you ask 2 questions? Like, completely unrelated. It's like, okay, well, I'm not gonna read more there, but, you know, it said no. But I saw that he edited the post, so I appreciate that. I really appreciate that. I'm like, okay, that's really cool, because I was gonna, like, I probably would have answered 1 and then just given him a hard time, but I love it when people, they double check. It's like, oh, yeah, all right. All right, so I saw that if you're watching this now, but it's all good, which is great. I had to call that out because I thought it was funny. But anyway, hello Devin, hope you're doing well. My question is, what is your favorite Pokemon game on the subject of music? For example, my favorite Pokemon game for music is Pokemon X and Y, because I think it has the best music themes out of all the games. And honestly, if we're talking main series games, I agree with you. I loved X and Y's music. I thought it was very fitting for whatever the area was. And on top of that, I really liked the Xerneas and Eviltal battle theme. And a lot of the battle themes in general, like, they were just really good. But other than that, if we're going into side games as well, like, Gates to Infinity has some really good music, like, really good. And on top of that, like, Super Mystery Dungeon as well. I don't know which I like better, probably even Gates, but I don't really know if I like X and Y better than that, but X and Y, I agree with you there. I think it had some really good music. Black and White also had some very good music too. Yo, Watson! Thanks so much for joining the big service. Even though I see your avatar in the chat is dabbing. Nice. Nice. Thank you so much. Hope you're doing all right. All right, so this is, I don't know if you were paying attention earlier, but I did mention, you know, I'd be talking about some stuff, like my plans after the Diamond Adventure wraps up, because I have about 3 episodes left after Saturdays, I'm guessing. So it'll probably end on episode 100, probably. Like, I need to record after Heat Ran. That's what I gotta do. But let's talk about this, because I figured I would go ahead and answer it here. So, are you planning on uploading any more content after the Diamond Adventure concludes? Love your stuff, man. Hey, well, thanks. So I do have some good content planned. Well, good if you like trading card game stuff. We're gonna go back into trading card game mode because, like I mentioned, my friends at Pokemon, this has been taunting me for such a long time now. Chilling Rain. Oh man, let me show you really fast. That's not all. They kind of went crazy, so we're gonna have a lot of fun with that. A lot of fun. They sent me more booster boxes than I know what to do with right now, which is just really cool. So we're gonna stream a box opening, which is gonna be really fun. I did that, like, I think once or twice back on Twitch before I was like, Twitch be kind of weird. So, but yeah, you know, I'm gonna be doing one for, you know, like I usually have been doing. Like, I love my new process of opening it. So we'll do that probably shortly after the Diamond Adventure wraps up. Like, it's really perfect timing, because that'll probably be like, I don't know, the let's see, probably like the 2nd of June. I have to wait until some point in June before I can even do much with those, or before I can show you anything for those. So they're just teasing me. They're just like, they're back there. It's crazy. I can't believe they sent them that early. It's nuts. Which is really cool. But yeah, they honestly are teasing me right now. They're just like, I'm here. But the point is, that's gonna make for some cool content. So we're gonna have a box opening. I think we'll be able to do an Elite Trainer box opening as well. We'll do stream opening. Just have a chill time. I don't think it'll be on Wednesdays. We'll do it even separate from that. And I mean, I could do that for 2 weeks even. Like, I can do that for a bit. So we've got content there. Now, beyond that, that'll probably cover a good amount of June. But beyond that, I honestly don't have anything planned. Like, it's something I'm probably going to take a break from other than the weekly streams, like just being honest with you. But we'll have to see. Because I really want to focus on my website this summer. Like, that's a big thing. And I don't want to just start something up just to do it. Like, my focus isn't being a video creator anymore. I have the ability to do it. If there's something I want to do, like the Diamond Adventure or these, like, by all means. But, you know, I'm not playing the YouTube game, if that makes sense. I've kind of talked about that a bit before. But it's not about, like, always having to have something. It's, hey, if I have something I want to do, I'll show you. But yeah, that's my plan. All right. Hello, Marilyn. My question is, which Pokemon game is your favorite besides X and Y? Besides X and Y. Oh, man. Can't wait for the weekly live stream. Well, if we're just talking main series games, probably either Platinum or Black 2 / White 2. Like, honestly, I like both of them just fine. Like, they're both really good in different ways. Like, I feel like Platinum was a very good experience. The gym leaders were a good challenge. The game had a good amount of Pokemon available, but on the other hand, so did Black 2 and White 2. And they had, like, they both had really good post games too. Or at least pretty good. I don't know. I'm kind of undecided. Probably Platinum still. Because I didn't like Black 2 and White 2's plot as much as like Black and White, but I also felt like Black and White didn't really have as much post-game stuff, and the level curve was so weird afterwards. So that's why it's not on that list. But I also really do like Black and White. Don't get me wrong. Okay, hey Marilyn, I've been a long-time viewer, and I've gotten back into the Pokemon kick after seeing you live again. I'm still on the fence about Sword and Shield, so my question is it worth investing my time and energy into? Hope all is well. Now, I'm gonna preface this by saying people on the internet have very strong opinions about Sword and Shield. Don't let that dissuade you, all right? You know, if you're just gonna be dealing with people that say, oh, these are garbage games because X reason why, like, okay, you could say that about literally any game, all right? Like, don't worry too much about that. A lot of people like them, and a lot of people don't. If you don't like it, that's fine. However, what I felt from it is I enjoyed them. I think that they were fun to put time into. Like, do I think they're the best games ever? No, that's fine. But I think they were enjoyable. I think if you get the DLC, like Dynamax Adventures is really fun to play with friends. Like, you can just have a good time. It's kind of like a battle factory. Like, it's one of the best multiplayer things that I've seen in Pokemon. It really got the whole max raid battle system right. Like, it's really enjoyable. There are some flaws, of course. And even without the DLC, like, it was fine. The storyline, just keep in mind, it's more about your own journey rather than, like, some big epic plot line. And I think that was good. Like, I think a lot of people had kind of a mixed reaction to it because it wasn't really plot heavy, but it was character heavy, and I think that was good. Yeah, the DLC, it's expensive. That's my problem with it. It was $30, and I didn't really care for Isle of Armor that much, to be honest. Like, it was okay, but I did like the Dynamax Adventures of the second bit of DLC, and that was really handy. So, I don't know. I wish it would have been $20. I think that would have been a better price tag, but, you know. All right. Hi, Marilyn. Hope you are keeping well through all the you-know-what. For ages now, I've been thinking that Team Yell were a massive disappointment in the Gen 8 game. Which evil team do you think would fit better, and why? Well, I'll start by saying I agree. Team Yell is my least favorite by far. I really didn't like them. In fact, I dislike them. Team Skull, they didn't really do it for me, but like I didn't dislike them like I do with Team Yell. Team Yell was a missed opportunity. And honestly, rather than saying what evil team do you think would fit better, let's actually just, I'm gonna I'm gonna answer your question as if it were a different one, because rather than find a better fit, I think they could have fit it better if they made Team Yell different. My big issue, what they could have done, they could have had it so, where was it? Spikeman. It was a city that had been overshadowed by the League. It had its old traditions. It didn't believe in Dynamax. It saw the potential threat of Dynamax. Also, there will be Sword and Shield spoilers. Again, keep an eye out for that. Also, I don't think I ever raised my hand after the Emerald Nuzlocke question. Whoops, sorry. A lot to think about sometimes. Okay, but anyway. They should have had it be them wanting to defend the old ways and wanting equality. Especially given how reasonable that would have been at the time, just with everything going on. So imagine instead of Team Yell just getting in the way to let their girl Marnie win. Like, that's such a bad motivation. Instead, if they were actively going against the League because they knew Dynamax would get them in trouble, they knew more about the lore, they knew, hey, we have to stop this, otherwise the Darkest Day is going to happen again. That's why we don't do Dynamax and Spikemuth. And, Spikemuth, let's say it was more of a poor town. Like, it didn't get funding from the League. They had to suffer from it. But they refused to change. They refused to go into Chairman Rose's plans there. And they were fighting for the future of the Galar region. They didn't want that. Instead, it's literally just, oh, well, we just want our girl Marnie to win. Like, I don't know. I think that would have been really well done. They had that opportunity there. And I think with Rose, he was this close to being, like, perfect. In the sense that if we would have had a villain who wasn't a villain, who really thought that what he was doing, like, honestly was right and made a mistake, and you were actually going with the evil team to stop the good guy, trying to give power to the region because both of you feared something could happen. That's what I was hoping from that chat with Leon right before the Darkest Day incident. I was thinking that would be really cool if Leon was just like, yeah, we're still gonna do it, and or no, maybe like Rose said, yeah, we're gonna do it anyway, and Leon was like, no, we shouldn't. Like, I don't know. I think if it went like that, Team Yell would have been fantastic. Like, they needed to fight for something more than just Marnie. And if they fought for being heard, and their name is Team Yell, and if they felt like they weren't heard by the League, by Galar, for their caution, for their warnings, like, that's such a good motivation. They could have been fantastic. But instead, they came across as bumbling clowns that just got in your way for no reason, and I really dislike them as a team because of that. So it isn't even so much that I think a different evil team would have been good, it's that I think Team Yell wasn't the team they needed to be in the game. They could have been really good. They could have been. But again, that's just my opinion. That's just my thought. Like, alright. Hey there. I used to follow your walkthroughs as a kid, way back in the black and white days. How do you feel about the Gen 4 remakes and them getting the GB treatment? Wasn't a fan at first, but it grew on me. I'm fine with it. I think it looks fine. I'm glad they're trying a different style. It really looks true to the originals. I guess we'll see how it is when I'm actually playing the game, though. But right now, I'm looking forward to it. Like, I know a lot of people wanted it to be like full open world 3D Sinnoh. I'm sure that would have been cool, but this really feels more like a remake of it. Like, it really looks like it, which is cool. Besides, I live for the memes. Okay. Hey, Devin, I've been watching you since the Diamond Adventure. Big fan. Have you ever gone through a phase where you haven't felt excited or have been hyped for the franchise? I stopped feeling hype around the Black and White era, but rekindled my excitement when X and Y was announced. Funny enough, Black and White 2 are now my second favorite games. Nice. Alright, so absolutely. It was back in the Ruby and Sapphire, like pretty much all of Gen 3, I was kind of out of it. I still played it, but it was just kind of like this phase that didn't really stick as much. Like, I had other stuff I was doing too, other interests. Like, I'd still play the card game, but I wasn't like super passionate about it, so yeah. That would be my era, I guess. Pretty much other than that, I've been really engaged in every single generation, which is cool. But I've also had a lot of friends in every single generation that really keep me to it, which is nice. Okay, hey Marilyn, what is your best advice about keeping motivated during the pandemic? I have a full-time job and I don't fully enjoy it. Sometimes I do not have time to relax or do the things I want to do. Very relatable. I want to know on how to keep myself from being burnt out. Been watching your videos since Diamond Adventure days, and I am excited for more to come. Well, thank you so much for the kind words here. As for the stress and that feeling of burnout, that is totally relatable. And you know, you're not the only one going through that. A lot of people right now with the pandemic, and even like before then, but like the pandemic in particular has been something that's really pushed a lot of people. So something that I always try to remind myself, I really reminded myself a lot of this every single day during the height of the pandemic, like last year, is, and again, this is my situation, I consider myself very blessed, but I'll get to the point with it, is it affected me so much less than it would have other people. I work from my home. I don't have to go out into the world and put myself or others in danger. Like, that is huge. A lot of people had to make that transition, but it's something that I already had really gotten down, which, you know, that works out fine for me. So where I'm going with this is I was every day grateful for what I had, and I wanted to use that opportunity to really push out videos like the that was during the Animal Crossing streams, that was during the Mystery Dungeon Rescue Team DX adventures. Like, I just wanted to focus on that because I knew I could help people. And where that comes back to you, for instance, is you have a full-time job. Even if you don't fully enjoy it, you know, and I don't know what the job is, but so many people lost theirs. So many people, their lives changed. They lost loved ones, and you know, maybe you did. I can't say for certain, but hopefully you didn't. That's something I consider myself very grateful for, is I didn't lose anyone to the pandemic. Not everyone can say that. I'm sure most of us in the chat can say they know someone, most of them, that didn't make it. And, you know, my heart goes out to you. Like, it's sad, but that's the reality. I mean, it really did change the world. So I consider myself very grateful for that. And, you know, I think finding things that you're grateful for. We all had to get through this together. All of us. And sometimes we had to do things we didn't enjoy, but we got through it. And maybe your job is something that helps other people. Maybe it's something, like, I know it can be stressful like that. Don't get me wrong. We'll get to that in a moment. But at the same time, if you think of, hey, you're out there, you're doing things, maybe you're helping people, maybe, you know, you're just being there. Who knows? Like, that can sometimes help make the most of it. And then, you know, as for like avoiding burnout, that's something that's really tough. I think finding, again, this kind of goes back to something I was mentioning earlier, finding things that you can latch onto, something that you can look forward to every day. If you just have some little thing, like a show that you like to watch at the end of the day, or, you know, other stuff, like I really don't know, you know, maybe like a little bird feeder if you have room or a window outside your house that you can just watch birds. Like, there's all sorts of things, all sorts of like little things that just kind of can make you smile or make you just take away some of that stress. Like, obviously, you know, you could just say, oh, well, put me down on part-time hours, and that'd give you more time, but, you know, you might end up regretting that too. Avoiding being burnt out is the big thing, and that's why having things that you can look forward to, that's really important, because that helps avoid burnout. Like, it doesn't, like, you could be doing the same amount of work, but if you just treat your work as just, you know, hey, that's just something I do, and then when I'm done with it, I can do this. Like, it's an attitude thing. So again, it might not be the best answer. That's just kind of my thought. Hopefully that can help. But it's tough. Again, that's something I deal with a lot. I get burned out with a lot of things, and it's pretty tough. Alright. What would you say is the Nuzlocke or Wedlock which has had the most close calls or deaths? Honestly, it was one that I never recorded. It was one that I did on my own time. The original Wedlock. This was one that I did when I was going through a really bad time in my life that I needed an escape for. And I invested over 100 hours in it. And it used the same rule set as the Wedlock. But it was brutal. I had 35 deaths. 35 deaths. I survived by just a hair so many times. I thought it was over so many times. I lost dear Pokemon, the Psyduck that I named Laffy Taffy. I named everything after Candy. I lost all of my Pokemon except for Laffy Taffy, the Psyduck, against Viola. My starter, its partner, Laffy Taffy's partner. It was literally just the Psyduck. And the Pokemon I got on Route 4 in that X-Adventure, that X-Wedlock, was literally a male Combee. Literally a male Combee. And I had to use those two to get past Sycamore, which was ridiculous. And the male Combee actually helped. And she ended up losing that. I think I might have even had to release it, but like, she ended up losing partner after partner. And I was heartbroken when she finally died to the Trainers of Death outside of the Reflection Cave. There were so many times I just felt like it was impossible. I wish I would have recorded it. I did tweet about it all. It's on my personal account though, which is protected, but I would like to get a log of that somewhere. But that was absolutely the roughest that I'd ever had. And, you know, 35 deaths, you must think, wow, you must really suck. But no, I mean, that means it all went through the stuff. Like, you wipe if you suck. Like, it was getting through challenge after challenge. And yeah, X and Y, they have a reputation for being easy, but at the same time, I feel like they can be some of the most punishing games if you apply your own challenges to it. I couldn't use items in battle. It was a Wedlock. I turned off the experience share. There were a few other things as well, but like, X and Y have this reputation of being really tough, or really, really easy because of things like experience share, and the gym leaders aren't actually the roughest. It's the random trainers that have stuff. And if you're in a Wedlock, you don't have that ability of, you know, switching to whoever you want. Like, if you think they're easy, try it in a Wedlock without items with a level limit without the experience share. Like, if you try it with those things, maybe you'll still find it easy, especially if you're using like super overpowered stuff. But like for the most part, I've played through Nuzlocks and Wedlocks on that so many times that I love it. I think it's one of the best for it, as long as you address those things. Which I know isn't in the question. That was just like in chat, and it wasn't even anyone calling it out. It's saying, you know, funny how XMI has a reputation for being easy, but like, it's one of those things I do defend. Like, I think it actually is really tough. If, and only if, you apply that. Because if you don't, and I've done ones where it's totally fine to use experience share, like Wonderlocks and stuff, it's really easy. Like, I could go through that deathless and it's not a problem. It's all about what you put in there for the rules and restrictions. So try it out if you think it's easy. Try it with those restrictions. And hopefully you'll have a good time. Alright, anyway. I hope you and your family and friends are all doing well. Have you acquired or improved on a skill since lockdown or started a new hobby? I'm trying to relearn high school French. Love from India. Oh, thanks. Well, first of all, yes, my family and friends, they are all doing well. Hopefully it's same from you. I know things right now are really bad in India. Please stay safe. Please stay safe. And again, you know, best wishes to you, your friends, and your family. You will get through this. As for, you know, acquiring new skills or learning stuff like that, that's a great question. And hopefully a lot of people watching, they found something new to get into during all this. But, you know, it's kind of weird. I can't really think of, like, that much that I started up. Like, I guess I've gotten into cooking recently. I don't think that's necessarily relating to the lockdown, but just due to some health issues I was having, I really wanted to shape up what I'm eating. And, oh, man, I made some delicious Brussels sprouts and rice with like Mongolian sauce last night. It was so good. But again, like cooking, I guess has been something I've kind of done more of than I did, because I didn't eat all that great beforehand. A lot of like packaged stuff, but I've been trying to do better. So I wish I would have like picked up another language too. I feel like I've been trying to do so much for the like the website and stuff, and just get things going and finding motivation, and it's like one thing after another that I haven't even had a lot of time to like pick something else up, which would have been really good. But I know a lot of people had a lot of time, so finding something productive to do with it is really good. Just getting through this difficult year is a great enough achievement on its own. That is so true. That is so true. All right. How's it going, Maryland? No question from me. Just wanted to let you know how much I appreciate your recent streams. I've been watching your videos and streams since the original Diamond playthrough. Guess we've come full circle now. Living in the UK and being an early sleeper, I never catch your streams live these days. But we keep up the good work. Well, thanks. And that wasn't really a question unless you count how's it going, in which case it's going all right. Let's see. Do you have any Nuzlocke or Wedlock plans from Gen 7? I love the Gen 6 Wedlocks and would love to see more. Saying Gen 7 because I got both Alola games. Well, I don't, but I do have 4 of them that are already done and they're on my channel. So you can go to just youtube.com/Maryland, like my main channel page, scroll down for a little bit, and you will see, you'll see my, like a set of playlists that says Nuzlocks and Wedlocks. Click the link that says Nuzlocke and Wedlocks, and you will see all of them. And there are 4. There's the Sun Nuzlocke Revenge, the Wonder Sleeplock, Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, and then the Wonder Hard Deck Lock thing. I don't know. There's 4 of them, so I don't really see the need to go back and do it again. But at the same time, if you haven't seen all 4 of those, especially because some of them were streamed, I think 3 of them were streamed, but 2 of them were, actually only 1 of them is over on my other channel. But yeah, there might be 1 or 2 or maybe even all 4 that you haven't seen, in which case, well, you got some binge watching to do. All right, what is the answer to this question? Just kidding. No, that's not the answer. Is Azumarill a rabbit in your opinion? Regrettably, yes. Regrettably, yes. I don't like it as a rabbit. Like, it's one of my least favorite rabbits. It's not the worst, but it just, I don't know. I don't really like to look at it as a rabbit. But, I mean, it's an aqua rabbit. It has long ears. Like, it's pretty rabbit-like to me, so I guess we'll go with that. Even if I disagree with it. Although the weird thing is, I haven't, like, verified this, so hopefully I'm not spouting it. I feel like I saw it pop up on, like, my Twitter or something. But I thought I saw that someone, like, who was it? Was it, Atsuko Nishida? I don't remember if she designed Pikachu or not, but it was whoever designed Pikachu. Apparently in an interview said that Pikachu was based on a squirrel and not a mouse. So I haven't, like, fact-checked that or anything. I just kind of saw that, but maybe we should look into that, like, you know, just to see, because that'd be wild. Everyone thinks it's a mouse. It's really based on a squirrel. It's like, whoa, this is life-changing there. Why weren't you in TRGC 2021 or TRG Coliseum 21? If it were a reason that I would want to make public, I would make it public. But it's personal, so I'm just going to leave it at that. But I'm really proud of them for raising over $430,000 for charity. That is absolutely insane. That's really cool. Really cool. So I'm so proud of them for that. You make great videos. Who's your favorite companion of Ash? Oh, man. You know, I really love my man Brock. All right, Brock's just great comic relief. Like, he's awesome. Like, same with Misty. Like, the original trio, they're so classic. I can't help but like them. But honestly, like really, Brock, he's just, I think probably my favorite companion of Ash's. All right, so hello, Marilyn. My question is, have you played any other farming simulations or simulation games besides Stardew Valley? If so, which one and how did you like it? I've played a few. I actually started with the original Harvest Moon back on the SNES. I played that. I loved it. I was just a kid when it came out, but I remember wanting to get it so badly. I would check the video game rental store all the time, and they never had it. And I was just so sad because I saw it in Nintendo Power, and I love the idea. I wanted to be on a farm. I wanted to grow vegetables. I wanted to have animals. So I was just obsessed with this. And then I finally found another video game rental place in town, and they had it, and my eyes just lit up, and I loved it. It was so fun. It was so fun. So that was my first. But then I also played Harvest Moon 64, Stardew Valley, of course. But I played a little bit of, I think it was Story of Seasons? Whatever the one was for the 3DS. There was one like that. And I think I played a little bit of, there was a Harvest Moon on the PS2. Like, Back to Nature. So I don't know, it had like a dog on it or something. I had a hard time getting into that, because it's more like you solve people's problems and goals and stuff, so I don't know. Yeah, I do like those kinds of games. I need to get back into them. Okay. How's it going, everyone? Long-time viewer, 10 plus years here. That's right, I have a question to ask. In terms of Pokemon TCG, do you have a particular favorite TCG artist? Or, somewhat easier question, what card or cards have your favorite art of all time? So, Favorite artists, there's a lot of really good artists out there. But ones that come to mind, I really like Mitsuhiro Arita. Love that art. I mean, it's just some really good icon. I mean, that's like got the Charizard and the Venusaur, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, those are classics. But on top of that, like, I ran across this the other day. There's this really cute Marsh Stomp in the Ruby and Sapphire set, like way back. And it's just like sliding on some mud. It just looks so happy. It has an awesome face on it. I'm just like, man, I love this art. It's so silly. So I really like his art. I think I even got a chance to get some cards signed by him too, which was cool. In fact, I even have a Venusaur. You know what? Give me just a moment here. I have this in a sleeve. And I guess it was in a binder. This is not in a sleeve, and it's gonna just drive you all crazy. Card, everyone. Guess what the card is? You can guess what the card is. I think you'll be surprised. See why I need to be careful. Not actually in as good a condition as you'd think. But yeah, we'll try to keep it that way. Alright. So, what card do you think it is? I guess I had a Chansey that was signed by him. Which doesn't make sense. Maybe I didn't have him sign it. Okay. It might be a Venusaur. Yeah! Yeah, it's a Venusaur. A-set Venusaur, signed by Mitsuhiro Arita, which is pretty nuts. Yeah, it's first edition too. Mild flex. I actually got that way back. I didn't get it signed, but you know, this was like mid 2000s. A friend of mine got stuff signed at the World Championships. And you know, it wasn't like that expensive back then. Like, it was cool, but I mean, now this thing's probably crazy. I don't know, like, getting a signature authenticated, like, I think would be really hard, especially because it's like probably 15 or 18 years old or something. Like, you know, sometimes even like established artists, they change their signature like that, but I'm quite certain it is that. Quite certain. Because it wasn't a big deal back then. Like, you would be at World Championships signing stuff all the time, which is really cool. But yeah, now with all the big craze and stuff with the cards, it's like, oh dang. So that's one of the cooler cards I have. But yeah, I really like Mitsuhiro Arita. I really like Atsuko Nishida. I love Koki Saito. Really cool cards, especially in like the Ruby, Sapphire, and Diamond Pearl eras. Those are really cool. Oh, what was the other one? Shoot. like, as for cards, let me get back to the question here. As for cards, there's a Sneasel EX. I want to say it's like Kagemaru Himeno or something. Let me see what it is. No, it's like... I was gonna say, why is that Sneasel EX like $269? I'm like looking through just to find an image of the Sneasel EX, and like I see this Articuno EX going for $163,000. Yeah, I don't think so. Oh, Ryo Ueda. That's who it was. Like, the Sneasel is just the coolest looking card. It's one of my favorites. Let me see if I can show it really fast. I think I can just drag and drop, right? Does this work? Well, let's see if this will work. Well, I mean, there, technically it works. Not ideal, but... I just love that art. I think it looks so cool. It's so cool. All right. Anyway, actually, how much is Chansey EX worth? I have so many of those. All right, but yeah, those are some of my favorite artists. But there's a lot more that have popped up since then too. Like, I love the art in the card game. It's one of my favorite parts of it. Okay, my friend has low expectations of Pokemon Legends Arceus, namely that instead of having you go to prehistoric versions of Sinnoh towns and cities, they'll just leave a sign or passing comment that the to-be city/town will be there, like how the Battle Frontier is under construction in Oras. Do you think that'll happen as well? How do you think they'll tackle an open-world prehistoric Sinnoh? I really don't know. I don't think they're just gonna have signposts everywhere. Like, they don't even know what's there yet. I think they'll have, like, little landmarks. And I think they'll leave it up to you to kind of figure it out. Like, oh, this is where so-and-so's supposed to be. Kind of like they did in Breath of the Wild. Where they have a lot of, like, you know, areas from all throughout the Zelda games. Throughout the massive region there. But that's kind of what I think. Alright, there's one question that I've been thinking about. When doing the walkthroughs, past walkthroughs included, do you need/get any help from others? When I last asked a question about seeing you possibly playing Pokemon Coliseum next to Gale of Darkness, I've thought of myself maybe doing or contributing to a walkthrough similar to what you've been doing a second time. Do you mean like written walkthrough or like the video walkthroughs? I think since you say playing, I think you're assuming like video walkthroughs, in which case I pretty much just play through the game. Like, I don't really need much help with that. But like for writing walkthroughs, you know, that's always something that I'm open to. And there's actually a question further up that kind of talks about that. We'll get to. Let's see. I'm gonna try to cut out some of the middle stuff. We're so far into this, and we're not even fully done yet. Okay, so my question is, what do you think the future holds for the Pokemon main series games? There have been remakes and a ton of Pokemon at this point. So what could it be, or so what could it look like going forwards? Open-ended questions, so feel free to answer however you want. I really don't know. I think it's going to change a lot, though. I think the dynamics of Pokemon will change with things moving to the Switch and being able to update on the fly as opposed to the old methods of having it on a cartridge where you get very minimal updates, no DLC, etc. Also, the success of Pokemon Go, they're going to try to find that again. So they're probably going to push Pokemon Unite and see how that goes. They'll try to follow other trends. You know they're thinking of all this TCG stuff and are probably trying to think, how can we make sure this is sustainable? So they're still making a lot of money, and it's not just for scalpers too, because they don't want to see the market crash. They still want to see people play the game, like actually play it instead of just buy cards in hopes of getting a really rare card, and that's it. Like, That's not cool. Like, there needs to be a good balance there. So, I don't know. I think we're going to see a lot of change from the status quo or from what things have been. I don't know specifically what, though. Like, I think more of an emphasis on mobile and having good experiences as opposed to just, you know, just stuff. Like, we'll see. And then as for the main games, I think we'll see less main games, but more like rolling generations, if you will. I don't know. It's hard to say. All right. So this is a question about my site, which I like. That's kind of the one I was alluding to earlier. So I'd like to ask a question about the Maryland website. I've seen the development roadmap and all the features you are planning to implement, and they are all exciting. When you complete every milestone, what is your ultimate vision for the website? Do you intend to run and maintain the completed website by yourself in the long term? Also, are you currently looking for or have plans to have contributors help write out articles, guides, etc. for the site? Not trying to do a pick me or anything, but just wondering. All right, let me have a sip of this really fast, because this is a long one. So, my ultimate vision for the website. This is something really important. So back from 2000, really from like 2007, 2006, 2007, until about 2011. That was when the site was exclusively under my control. And it was the classic Maryland website. And on that was what really launched me into the stratosphere, which was really cool. So what made it so good back then was really the trinity of three different things: the Pokedex, the walkthroughs for the games, and then the tools. Like, these are all really useful things, and they are all on the development roadmap. So getting those to an acceptable point is going to be my goal. Like, the Pokedex, that's what I'm working on right now. That is the core of everything else, because then the tools, they can use all the information from there. It'll be multi-generational, so it'll support all the generations, be easier to expand in the future, etc. That's super important. So then I can expand the tools, like the team builder. We're getting more tools on the way this summer, like the IV calculator, and more. And then moving on to walkthroughs as well. And that's something that will take a lot of time because I have to write it all. But my vision is to have all three of these things back. To have video coverage on every page of a walkthrough showing, hey, here's the walkthrough for this section of it. Or the guides on the website, having videos to go along with it, writing more guides, more tutorials, more help, having checklists for things like, the trading card game. If you're collecting, having a checklist that you can keep track of your own cards, you can search cards, have a database, and you can share your list with friends. That'll be really cool. Same thing with shiny hunting, shiny Pokemon, a lot of different collecting things. That's much further on. That requires a good, well-implemented user registration system, which I'm very nervous about. That's something I need to get right because the user information is really important. You don't want to mess that up. So figuring that out is really vital before I start going that direction. But I also think that'll make the website really cool. And of course, having it be very mobile friendly. So what's important is to set myself apart from other Pokemon websites. I'm honestly trying to do that, and I always have done my own thing. Where I feel I can separate myself from the likes of Pokemon DB, Cerebi, Bulbapedia is the walkthroughs. Like, that's something that none of these sites really do very well. I know Bulbapedia has like a walkthrough kind of section thing, I think. But, it's not like their main focus either. Cerebi has a lot of information. I'm never going to compete with them on news. Like, they've got that market cornered, and that's just fine. But they don't really do walkthrough stuff. They don't really explain things in elaborate detail. They have a lot of information, but not really thorough explanations of a lot of stuff. And it's not a knock against them. It's just saying, like, I'm not competing with them to do the same thing. I'm not running it to be a news site. Like, I'll post some news updates here and there, but it's not like getting every little detail out of Japan or whatnot. Like, it's fine. I'll leave that to him. And then Pokemon DB, again, really nice site. They have a really good, like a questions and answers kind of section, which is cool. But again, you know, all these sites have some form of a Pokedex. So what they don't have is like a walkthrough, at least as far as I know. So that's why I feel like walkthroughs, checklists, tools, these are things that I can do and do really well. And to have everything super mobile friendly, like mobile first, you know, that's really important to me. Is when I am developing for the website, I am always doing it in a way where it will look nice mobile. Now this is gonna look weird because I switched from desktop to mobile, but you get the idea. I give so much care into every single element of the website when I'm developing it to make sure it will be a good experience on every single device you could throw at it, at least ideally. You know, obviously I can't test literally everything. I'm not gonna test it if it works on your smart toaster or whatever. But having a really, really clean mobile experience is important to me. And that's something that, honestly, none of these sites are doing well. Pokemon DB has, you know, good responsive design and stuff, but I still feel it's not really perfect for mobile. Like it will function with it, but I want to do better. That's something really important to me. So those are my overall visions for the website, like where I see myself going with stuff. Now, as far as contributors and stuff like that, ideally my goal is to still have it primarily be, you know, just a one-man show. And a lot of that is because I don't want other people to depend on me. Like, I don't want to have to think about expanding it to the point where I need to hire a team. It's not because I don't want to pay people money. It's that I don't want people dependent on me. Like, if I just need to take a break, it's different if other people are depending on me, you know? You just don't do that to people. So, like, as far as, like, volunteers, if people want to contribute and stuff like that, like, that's totally fine. Like, I've been mentioning over the past few weeks, I've had a third-year computer science student that was interested in helping out with some of the coding on the site. And, you know, that's something, it was a weird situation because I've never really done that. But I decided to go with it, and it's worked out pretty well. And even though it's, like, we're still at the beginning phases, like, I am open to these things. I just don't want it to be too much going on. And, you know, I also realized that I can only do so much myself. So, like, my goal, or at least my, like, thought with things like that, is to make sure that, you know, people, if they're passionate about something, they can bring it to life. And if they want to bring it to life on my site, then wonderful. I love that. You know, again, having credits, being credited and stuff, like, just working for recognition should never be the reason, but working for, like, kind of a common goal is a good thing. Because one other thing, I don't remember if I said it in the roadmap, but internationalization. I want to have most of the tools and the Pokedex and stuff like that available in other languages. And this is something that I'm not going to be able to do myself. So I know I'm going to need to rely on people to help contribute. And, you know, I will definitely see what I can do as far as, like, compensation or helping. Like, I'm very much of the belief that work shouldn't be free, but at the same time, I also feel that people, they can benefit from it too, and that can be a good thing. So again, like, what I'll do is I'll just try to make sure I'm tracking good analytics, and if I see, wow, you know, this article someone wrote did like 2 million page views, and it's like, yo, I'm gonna cut you a check and give you a bunch of money or whatever to help. But, you know, it's like, I'm just worried. I don't want it to get in the point where I'm just paying for content. Like, I'd rather do it myself, which seems kind of weird. It's weird. It's like, these are things I need to think about because I don't want to be a big media conglomerate. I want to be more independent. And I don't want people to depend on me, but I also want to make sure that, you know, people get a lot out of the work they put in. That makes sense. So, I don't know. It's hard to say. But I know, definitely for, like, guides, stuff like that, that'd be great. You know, maybe walkthroughs of games I don't really care as much about or won't really get to right away. Like, That'd be fine. All right, we have just a few more questions. 3 more, we'll finally be done. Oh man, it's been a journey. All right, let's see. Been a huge fan of yours since the Heart Gold Wedlock. What would you say is your favorite moment from any Pokemon game, or really any game in general, that really stuck with you over the years? Mine personally was Grovile's in Explorers of Sky. I don't know. As far as like main series Pokemon games, you know, without like thinking too crazy here, like I love the Xerneas scene. Like I thought that was really good. And why is my logo showing twice there? See how there's like a tail behind it? Why is that? Is it this? Yeah. That's weird. I just now noticed that. Okay. Double Maryland. What does it mean? Yeah, like the Xerneas scene, honestly, the whole cutscene with firing the ultimate weapon. I think actually that's one that I didn't think they'd go that far in a Pokemon game. In a main series one at least. So I think that was pretty impactful. Again, I'm not entirely sure like that's definitively it, but at least the things I can think of off the top of my head, those stick around. So thank you so much for the kind words here, Sean. I'm not going to read them all aloud, but I do appreciate it. And I'm glad that I've helped re-spark your old love for TCG content. We're going to open up some packs really soon. All right, so, the stream's on your birthday, and I'm on vacation. Well, happy birthday to you, Sean. Hopefully you have a nice vacation, and hopefully you had a nice birthday. But anyway, if you could go back in time, /write a letter, /etc., what advice would you give your younger self, thinking middle/high school self? But feel free to take some liberty with this. Oh, man. That is really wild, because, like, and you know, you all should really think about this question too for yourself, because I think you can learn a lot from it. But I know for me, I doubted myself. I doubted myself a lot. I didn't grow up with a lot of money. I didn't grow up with a lot of opportunities. I had some good friends, which was nice, but I didn't believe I would ever really do anything, and I would consider myself lucky if I could just get a job. I didn't have direction. I didn't know what I wanted to be when I grew up. Very depressing, I know, but like, I doubted myself. I hated my voice. I thought I was a nerd. I thought I was a geek. I had very little confidence. And, you know, looking back at it now, it's kind of weird, because in a way, I could almost have done that. I was looking through old files on my computer, probably like 2 or 3 weeks ago, and I had just gotten like a digital voice recorder. And I was like journaling, voice journaling. Like, this was before, you know, there was much stuff. Like, couldn't really just do videos or vlogs. This was literally before YouTube. And I just remember listening to myself then. And I just sounded so sad. My voice was entirely different. I didn't speak with as much like authority and confidence as I do now. And it's really crazy to see how far I've come from that. And, you know, there was just a lot of stuff that really got me down back then. And if I could just go back and tell myself, you don't have to worry about that. You've got a bright future. You've got a passion of yours, you know? Pokemon isn't just a kid's game. It isn't just, you know, something for kids. It's something that's gonna become huge. It's the next Mario. It's a huge media industry. And your little site there, your pet project, it's gonna turn into literally something that will change your life, that will become something that will get you out into the world, let you travel continents, let you meet thousands of people, let you help hundreds of thousands, if not millions. And I'm not even exaggerating there. I checked analytics for my website, like way back, and I think leading up to 2012 or something, it had been viewed by, I think, either 35 or 65 million unique people. Not page views, million unique people. That many people went to something I made, something that I started when I was 13. I had no way of knowing that when I was 13. I could have given up on that. And you know, if I would have seen that, if I would have believed in myself and stuck with it, that would probably be 350 million now, because I didn't believe back then. I didn't see it. And I didn't believe in myself back then. Even though I still struggle with self-confidence issues, you know, I mean, I just would really have to tell myself, this isn't worthless. You're smart. You know a lot. You're not dumb. And you have a bright future. So I don't know. It's kind of a more unique situation for me, but that's what I would tell myself, because YouTube wasn't a thing. Even when it was, I didn't believe it. And even beyond that, I had imposter syndrome for all of it anyway, where, you know, I was talking about that in the last stream with imposter syndrome. I don't think I deserved all of it. All of the success I had, all the YouTube viewership and numbers and success. Like, I didn't think I deserved it. I look back at it now and I say, yeah, of course I do. All right, final question. I didn't mean to sound like presumptuous or anything. Oh, of course I deserve it. But, you know, it isn't like it just happened. I mean, there was some luck involved, but, you know. Final question, and it's a nice, simple one. Do you bite your ice cream? And I'm kind of mixed. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. It depends. But usually I do, because it's usually a little cold. Like, I have mine kind of cold. Usually I'll bite in from, like, my incisors, my front teeth. Then they get cold, and it kind of stinks. All right, those are all of the questions I had, thanks to opening up Ask in Advance to everyone. Normally, this is reserved for, you know, the YouTube members, if you hit that join button, because, you know, this took up, I mean, I've been streaming now almost 2 hours, so it's about an hour and a half going through all these. They're about, like, 32, 35 songs. I mean, it's a lot. We're not doing this every week. I will do this for members every week, as I've done, but I figured, you know, maybe, like, once a month we can open it up to everyone and just see. It wasn't too bad. It wasn't too weird. But as you can see, it took a while. So anyway, let me go ahead and log in. Chat, you've all been very patient. Hopefully you enjoyed those Ask in Advance questions. I didn't think they'd take that long. I'm sorry. So what we're going to do, we're going to open up some booster packs on the Pokemon trading card game online that my friends at Pokemon were kind enough to send me. They sent me so many. It is super cool. And a lot of you just enjoyed chilling and just like opening some stuff up. So we're going to do that. Like I did that last week and it was a lot of fun. So you've all been really patient. If you didn't have a chance to ask a question in advance, you can, we're just going to chill for the next probably like 30 minutes, 40 minutes or so, and open up some packs. I'll be chilling with the chat. Don't need to wait on those posts or anything. Let me get, oh, before I continue, let me make sure I remember to do this really fast here, because I want to say thanks to my supporters, because I always tend to forget. That's not good. So thank you so much to my Pearl patrons and the shiny big service members here on YouTube. Tomochi Una, 597, Lufia, Aperture, Mickey Conway, and Sandra Keyser. Thank you so much for the support. It really does mean a lot. And yeah, I will not forget this time. There we go. All right, so I think we can do trading card game online now. But I have a question for you. What would be a good Pokemon music to play, not like any from the anime or any like music stuff, but you know, just like if it's a game I happen to have the soundtrack for already, I could probably play that in the background. We could play, I guess for right now, let's play Xerneas and Evil Tom. Music for the TCG. I did that last time though. All right, let's just listen to something. I just want something on. Not that. I've heard that a billion times. I don't know what I want. Ooh, Battle Successor Karina. Actually, that'd be really fitting. Really fitting if we're going into battle styles. And I don't know if I want to open up Shining Fates or battle styles. I kind of want to open up some battle styles. I think that'd be pretty fun. But we'll play this for right now. Burden Term Town. Ooh, Route 15 from XY. That's a good one. Maybe I'll do that in a moment. I really like this one. Okay, so as I mentioned, my friends at Pokemon, they were super kind. They sent me a bunch of packs. These are all trade locked. And as I learned, thank you so much, chat, on the last stream. Yeah, trade lock packs, you open those and you get trade lock cards. I didn't realize that's how it worked. But that's good to know. Which, yeah, it's fine. Anything I get in here. Alright. So we have plenty of packs in all honesty. Let's open up some let's do battle styles. Are you ready? Let's see what we get. We get 36 of these. Alright, here we go. Oh man, I don't think I opened up any battle styles digitally. Here we go. That's alright. Steamin' Mad Strike. Oh, that was actually a pretty good attack, honestly. That'd be pretty good. Okay, so questions. Questions, chat. Y'all can ask me some questions, and I will do my best to answer them, and we'll just kind of chill. Sorry if I missed any while we were trying to figure out what music to play. Ooh, Vivian. Ooh, Luxray. That is some cool art. The art is pretty stellar, yeah. I like that Pachirisu. Actually, that Mean Food looks weird. It's like super stretching, though. And this Per Ugly has Catterday for its attack. It's so funny. Alright, here we go. Tapping! This is really cool Electabuzz art as well. Look at that. I love the look of that. I know I've commented on this before, but I just really like it. My logo's double again? It is! What is up? You know what? I think I changed the overlay at some point. Because it's the overlay that has the image, but then I had it separate. And I don't know why I'd ever have it without the image. Ooh! That is cool. I don't think I have that. At least the full art version of it. You can only play this card when it's the last card in your hand. Search your deck for a single strike Pokemon and put it onto your bench. Then shuffle your deck. If you search your deck in this way, draw 5 cards. Wow, so you could get anything with that. Also, how's the music level? Is it alright? Is it too loud? Too quiet? Love watching TCGO openings. Makes me wish I didn't throw all my codes from when I used to collect. Oh, man. Pretty late into my collecting that I decided to actually redeem the codes. Yeah, that's my feeling. I was kind of in a similar boat, except I still kept all mine. So I have, like, literally ancient codes. Ancient codes. So I want to go through them someday. It's just going to take like a few afternoons of just scanning. At least it goes pretty fast. But I love being able to open them together. Like, I think that's so much more fun. Like, we could just do this all day. Like, I would literally have thousands of packs to open. That's cool. All right, great. I'm glad the music's good. Eat dash. That's actually pretty nice. Yeah, eventually I'm gonna need to start thinking of a deck. Probably do. Oh, I love that art on that cute bone. It's just so sad. And this is like the weirdest grumping art. Look at it. I just love it. That'd be cool to scan all the older codes and open them on stream. Yeah. Well, my big concern earlier on was having to scan them, but wait, the drum roll is overpowering the music? Is it really? I can change that. Larian, Mr. Rhyme. I love that you can scan the codes and not open up the packs immediately. Like, that's really, really handy. Let's see. Oh, it's raining out. There, that should be a little bit better. Is that grumping okay? I don't know. Ooh. I love the look of that. It's really cool. Oh, Luxray again. Nice. Hey! Cat and dog. No, that Grumpik is not okay? I think it's great, though. Oh, look at that Lickitung. Just happily running on a beach. I like Murkrow. It's cool. Colossal. Ooh, Coal Cannon sounds like it'd be nuts. Happy Boo. Hey, how's it going, Alejandro? Aw, Esper. I like Esper alright. I like Meowstick way better, though. That's a cute Shinx. Aw, yeah. That's the normal version of it. Oh, look, I got this thing. I got this thing reverse foil now. Mean Shell. Oh, you know what? I guess we're not really playing Overclock Remix. I can turn that off right now. Ooh, Scorch. Hey. Another one of these things. Nice. Conkeldurr. Oh yeah, it's the rain I hear. Yeah. It's nice to finally get some rain. It's been kind of dry over here. Salandit was made by your favorite illustrator, Yukimori? Oh yeah, Yukimori's pretty good. Yeah, they've added so many illustrators over the years. Meanshaw's grown on you so much over the years. Yeah, kind of same, but then I had a bad experience with one, and it hasn't been the same since. Oh, that's cool. Emblor is really neat. Ooh! Ooh, that looks nice. Rapid Strike Urshifu VMAX. I think that's the one I have a full art of. Or like the secret rare one. Yeah, Gale Thrust and G-Max Rapid Flow. 120 damage to 2 of your opponent's Pokemon. That's crazy. That was a good pack. That Emboar is pretty good too. Oh man. Well done. Happy Doggo. Oh, not these two. Ugh. Orbeetle. That was something that really surprised me, to be honest. Orbeetle was really good in Sword and Shield, like playing through. Like, it was really good. I was really impressed with it. Oh, Claydol, alright. Oh, that's pretty nice. those are good to have. Oh, what the heck are these people? I know. Ah, indeedy. The squad. Jeez, it is just pouring outside. That's crazy. Wait, why is this new? Were the other two I got normal? Or I'm sorry, reverse foil? Oh, there's nothing normal about that. Ooh. Oh, hey, it's the normal Rapid Striker Shikubi. 100 Furious Blows. Nice. Well, it's good that I have a few. I have the normal and the VMAX. Ooh. Hey, wait a second. I just saw that. Got the upgrade. Got the upgrade. Nice. So many crazy Grumpig. I know. They're everywhere. I love it, though. That Grumpig is such a mood. I don't know what mood, but... Wondering if I had any thoughts on how well Sword and Shield compare to other big Nintendo releases, like Breath of the Wild or Mario Odyssey. Like, honestly... Like, they were alright, but I don't think they were as big of a leap forward as the other two. Like, Breath of the Wild was... Oh, I loved it. I know a lot of Zelda fans don't like it, but I loved it. It reminded me so much of... Oh, this is a mood. So much of what Zelda 1 really was trying to be. Just this... You're in this world. I mean, you're kind of making your adventure. Like, it's not your modern Zelda, but I loved it. It was so atmospheric. I really want to replay it. But I felt like it was a lot... Wait, that's a secret rare? I don't think it was. Oh, that's cool. Hold on, I want to look that up. Zelda fans don't like Breath of the Wild? Oh, yeah. No, there's a lot that really don't like it. There's a lot. Because it doesn't have, like, puzzles and stuff. Oh, yeah. Well, it's not really secret rare. But it's, like, a full art. Do I have Twitch? I do, but I don't really stream on it anymore because I don't really like Twitch as a platform. Wooden shrines count as puzzles? Yeah, they do. But it's weird. I mean, they just... I don't know what it is. They didn't like that there were only, like, 4 dungeons, if you will. It didn't follow the typical Zelda formula. I loved it. And I understand people's complaints about it. Like, I'm not... I understand it. Okay. What was the other music we were going to do? We're going to do Route 15. I think it's actually labeled as 18, right? No, actually it isn't. It is Route 15. Here we go. This is a nice one. This is a nice one. Oh, hey, how's it going, Rolo? Hopefully I got that right. First time watcher here, although I've been following your videos for a while now. I'm loving all of it. I don't have any experience with TCG Online. How many packs can you open now? So, yeah, TCG Online's kind of cool. Every single booster pack you get has a physical code card that you can use, and you can scan it to unlock a booster pack of that same set online, which is really cool. So it's a good way to kind of get even more out of it, especially with a lot of stuff being locked down now. I haven't really played it in a while. I'm still kind of getting back to it. But my friends at Pokemon sent me so many, like, codes that I can use to open up packs. And maybe even do, like, some giveaways for these later on, too. I'd love to build up some interest in it. Like, I think that'd be really neat. But even just right now, it's super chill. So, what's really nice about TCG Online is, you know, it's every pack that you buy, you can also open up a digital pack for it. So, and you can also earn some of them just by logging in. I think it's like every 5 days you get a pack. And then I think you can win some from tournaments. I don't know, they might be trade locked in that case. Like the ones I have the codes for that they sent me, they are considered trade locked. But otherwise, ones that you get from packs, ones that you buy, like non-promotional ones, you can even trade them online, which is really cool. So it's neat. It's neat. It's something I'd love to do more with. Because I did enjoy playing the card game back. Now today, I was going to be opening up 36 booster packs. Because, like I said, they hooked me up, which is really cool. We'll probably do this every week for a while, like I said. And I would love to get to the point where enough of you are kind of going involved in the TCGO. I'd love to give away a code for 36 booster packs. But I just want to make sure people are able to tune in and get ready for it. Like, I gave away a little sampler the other day. I don't think people were in the mood just yet, but that was before I started opening a bunch. Now I think people are like, oh, this is fun. This is cool. Another way to get started on it, too, is just go out and buy a theme deck. They're pretty easy to get. Because scalpers, you know, you always get the same contents in it, so it's like they usually leave those alone, which is nice. So you can just go ahead and get a theme deck, and you can just be matched up against other people playing theme decks. Like pre-built decks, ready to go. It's pretty neat. It's a good way to get started on this. I never actually played TCGO, only used the open packs. Oh, no, your laptop's not strong for it. Yeah, that would explain it. I don't know how powerful it is, or how powerful it needs to be now. Like, they've clearly upgraded it a lot. I think I can also access it on my iPad, which is cool. I just can't scan cards. Sounds awesome, thanks for the explanation. Yeah, sure thing. Check it out. Especially if you like seeing this stuff here. I know every 5 days you get a booster pack. And I think I think my next one is tomorrow, or at least the next time I log in. I'm not sure I'm gonna open it up tomorrow, but still like that art. All right, we need some more music. Oh, well, I mean, I've been talking about it. Yeah. Yeah. Still one of my favorite tracks. Oh yeah, that's Landa. Yeah, Yukamori. Oof, 2 gigs of RAM. Yeah, that's really rough in today's environment. Alright, moment of truth. It's a weird angle on this Marowak. Like, it's just strange. Like, it's just like looking down from above. This theme is great, but the battle lasted the 1 turn it took me to quick fall Xerneas. Yeah, that's why you have to like wait about 3 minutes before you toss it. Like, you have to. Okay, we got 7 more. Because you gotta hear the music. That's the best part of the game. At least it's really easy to catch. Ah, you again. Ooh, this is cool. I think I have the secret rare of this, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, hey. Another one of these. That's actually good. I think I have 3. Ooh, I think I do have 3 of those now. Like, I don't know. Yeah, look at that. 2 of that, and then 1 of this one. And I have the VMAX. Oh, wow. That's actually pretty fortunate. Like, maybe when I do get around to building a deck, I could do something with this. Because this thing's quite strong. At least it seems strong. Alright. Someday, we gotta open up all these packs before I start thinking about a deck. I gotta see what options I have. Select. Trampa again. camping gear. This Cubone's so sad. And also, again, just a reminder, chat, this is the time where we can just kind of chill. We can answer or ask questions. I'll give answers, even if it wasn't in advance. We're all good now. Oh, there we go. I like Lurantis. It's a very pretty Pokemon. I feel bad because I was one level away from using one on my team in my first playthrough of Pokemon Moon, where I didn't look up evolution methods or levels or anything like that. So I didn't even know. Ooh. And it would have evolved in one more level. Oh, that's pretty nice. Your opponent's basic Pokemon in play have no abilities except for Pokemon with a rule box. Pokemon V, GX, etc. have rule boxes. That's interesting. Do I have Bagon on my Pokemon cards? Online? Let's see what I have for Bagon. Oh, I don't have any Bagon. That's a shame. Oh, was that Empoleon Rapid Strike? Oh, it is! Ooh, that could be pretty nice. You can show not owned? Oh, can I? Oh, geez, look at that. Okay, that's pretty cool. So what Bagon are there? Yeah, there's quite a few Bagon. I don't have any of them. Oh, man. Okay, we got 3 more packs to open up. Stellan. I don't even remember seeing this card. If your opponent's basic Pokemon is knocked out by damage from this attack, take 1 more prize card. That's handy. We're gonna switch to... Someone want to see or hear Diantha's theme. Well, the champion theme. Actually, I don't even know if she has a normal theme. Do I have left 2? Yeah, 2. Stoutland's nice. Yeah, it seems pretty good. Like, if you can time that first attack right, that's pretty nice. Ooh, this'll help. Oh yeah, you know what? I remember this attack. I always love doing bench damage to everything. So I feel like I'm going towards a Rapid Strike deck, huh? We saw this earlier, but I just love that. All right, last one of battle styles. At least for now, we have more. Don't worry, don't worry. Ooh, full art Corviknight V Max. Prevent all effects of your opponent's abilities done to this Pokemon. Oh, that's kind of handy. Kind of an unfortunate attack, but it has free retreat, so that's really good. This thing seems pretty good. Yeah, we saw 44 that are technically tradable too, so that's nice. I mean, they are the ones I got from Pokemon anyway. Those are from the physical booster boxes. The booster box and Elite Trainer box. Open more. I'll open up these 4 champions pack, alright? I'll do that. I'll do that. This is just bothering me having them there. What are my impressions on Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl so far? I mean, they look alright. Looking forward to them. Like, I didn't really want Diamond and Pearl remakes, but I'll take them. I'm quite fond of that. But you would pay me for that card. Well, you can't buy or sell the virtual cards. That's definitely against their terms of service. But they do have the physical cards available. I don't know if I have it. I think I have the Corviknight and the VMAX. Corviknight V and the Corviknight VMAX in person, which is cool. Vulpix. That's a cute Vulpix. cultics. That's a scary Beedrill. Oh, man. Pokemon Song and Dance coming Gen 9. I still would love to see that. I think that's a really good, like, wait, did that spoil it? Wait, I spoil it if I right-click it? That's really funny. Most people use packs as currency in TCGO. Yeah, you can do that. That's just fine. If you can trade it, ooh. If it's tradable, that's fine. You just can't trade for stuff outside of the TCGO, which makes sense. But you can also buy the physical code cards, redeem them for packs, and then trade those packs for in-game stuff. So that's how they can make sure it all works. Royal Marnie. Alright, wait, am I only had 4, so I'll just keep opening them. I think this is it. Most YouTubers skips to the rare. I know, hey, I'm always like this. I like to look at stuff. This is such a boring looking library, but it's not bad. Another Marnie, wow. I heard about the male bunnies coming in the newest FF14 expansion. The bunnies! The bunnies. No, you know what? I actually did. It's really dark now. I need to still do some more tests with the lighting setup. Like, I did change lighting a little bit. I don't have my overhead light on now. So that's why it's a little dark. It was fine when it was nice and sunny in the afternoon. Now it's all rainy out. So I'll do some testing. I'll probably just get a third light. But yeah, no, the Viera, or however you pronounce it. So I'm very mixed on that, to be honest. I'm quite mixed. And with good reason. Okay? So I was really excited, and I don't really play FF14 like currently. I want to get back into it, but I was really excited when they added the Viera race in FF14 because that's straight out of Ivalice. Like, oh yeah, Score Bunny back there. It was a good one. They're straight out of Ivalice. Like, Final Fantasy Tactics Advance, Final Fantasy 12. Apparently is also FF Tactics, I don't remember, but like, I loved FF Tactics Advance. Like, the Moogles, the Viera, Numao, Banga, like, they had some cool races. And just seeing, like, oh, yo, it's Viera from, Tactics Advance from Ivalice. Like, that's just really cool. I was excited about that. But, you know, they're female only, which that's why I'm mixed. Like, that was the lore behind them in Tactics Advance. So it's kind of weird having male ones now. But at the same time, that's probably who I'd play, because I love Tactics Advance. The Viera race are cool. I wish they'd add the Moogles. Tactics Advance Moogles are just so cool. Like, they're one of my favorite, like, Final Fantasy, like, species and stuff. They're great. Like, you know, your fluffy Moogles, they're neat, but they're just not, they're just not the same. Like, I love the Tactics Advance ones. They're really neat, but hey, if that's not there, I'll take the male bunny, the Viera. So I'll probably wait before I get into it until then, or maybe, I don't know, we'll have to see. I don't want to wait until November. But if I do, I'll probably be that race, because I think that'd be great. Let's see, is there where you mainly stream now? What? Do you mean, do I stream on here? Yeah, this is where I stream now. I don't really stream on Twitch nowadays. I stream here every week. We just have a nice little chill weekly chat, do some questions and answers, open up some Pokemon TCGO packs that my friends at Pokemon were kind enough to send me. So we don't have Rainwave playing at the moment. We'll hide that. So much taller than your lizard character. What's the lizard character? I don't remember that. Yeah, I really need to get back on that. Like, MMO train. I haven't really been invested in a long time. I had like I think it was like a month or 2 month RuneScape binge 2 years ago. And it was crazy. And it was just gone. Like that whole month and a half, 2 months, whatever, it just vanished. I'm like, wow, it's very dangerous. Very dangerous. They're called Oras. The females are very small. Are they really? I don't know about that. I haven't seen them. Were they added like after the fact? I remember there were the other like really small race with like the pointy ears. When I played as that because I had some friends that were too, so we were all just like little dudes running around. Is a Pokemon Showdown battle with people on stream in the cards at all? No, probably not. Probably not. But who knows? I mean, maybe I'll really want to learn more about competitive. It's actually kind of nice. Like, I'll be honest. I've had a lot of issues with, Showdown, and like people oftentimes there will like try to do impersonation stuff, and it gets weird. So that definitely, it didn't really set right. But what was really nice the other day, one of the admins actually reached out to me because they wanted to change, or someone requested like a name change to just Devin. And they actually reached out to me. Didn't need to, but they reached out to me and just asked, hey, we don't want there to be any like, issues with that. Is this okay or what? And I said, yeah, that's really fine. And I really appreciated that they didn't want to, they were thinking about that. Like, that was cool. I mean, in that case, I said, yeah, that's totally fine. I mean, I don't own the name Devin, that's fine. Like, if they were trying to do, like, Maryland with 2 L's or something, like, no. But, like, I appreciate that they were proactive on that. And that really just showed a lot to me. Like, it didn't used to be that way. Or at least that I know of. But that was really cool. It left a really positive impression, which is good. And we chatted for a little bit afterwards, too. Like, I think, a lot of people still on Showdown remember that Untouchable battle. And it was like, if you're a competitive player, it's so bad. But, like, if you were just a viewer back then at the time, you didn't know it, and it really inspired you. And that's the cool thing, is knowing that it inspired people to learn and then see why it was bad. Like, sometimes it takes that. Sometimes you need to be inspired by something that really isn't as good as you thought it was, to then look back and say, yeah, here's why I know it wasn't. But if it got you to that point, like, knowing that I did that was really cool. So, I don't know. It was just kind of neat. What should the new Pokemon games be called, since that all the names have been used already? They could do Zero and Infinity. I love that choice. I did an April Fool's Day joke at that once. They could do Pokemon Song and Dance. Those are, like, the 2 pairs that I kind of have thought of, I guess. But you always got to find things that are, really fitting for both names. Like, if you have one that's just way more exciting than the other, like, way more people went for Diamond than Pearl, that's usually more of the exception. But otherwise, they try to balance things out fairly well. Male Ora are super tall? Females are small? That's so weird. Huh. Looking back at that battle, you probably could have swept with Tiamatria from the start. Something that I always like to think about when anyone's like, well, why did the Mew use Focus Blast on Salamence on the first turn? It's like, what if they were anticipating a switch thinking I was going to use Blizzard? I mean, did you think about that? I don't know if that's the case or not, but I mean, like, so often in Pokemon, if you just criticize, like, a misprediction, that can be really, really frustrating. Because it's like, well, duh, I know that wasn't going to work, but I expected them to switch, or we're hoping they'd switch. Then you look silly if you do something like that. I don't know. Do I have a project I feel most proud of on the channel? I like how the White 2 walkthrough turned out, and I really like how the Mystery Dungeon Rescue Team DX project turned out. Like, it was a very long series, and I did that almost daily. Especially, it was crazy how I could do it daily despite it being like 5-hour recordings for the final few days. It was nuts. Absolutely nuts. Alright, well, it is getting around that time for dinner, so I should probably get going. But anyway, I hope you all enjoyed. Thanks again so much for tuning in. Hopefully you had a nice time. I know it was a lot of questions to get through, but hopefully that shed some good light on stuff. Hopefully it was a thing. Again, we can still answer questions during, like, after the Ask in Advance. We can do that on a weekly basis. That is totally fine. You don't even need to be a member to do it, but that's kind of a sample of just one of the little benefits that the YouTube members here get. They can ask questions in advance in case they can't tune into the stream. But again, you know, if you have something you just want to, like, ask, like, you can just hit me up on Twitter or something. That's fine, too. But it's sometimes nice to have, just have something chill like this. And, of course, opening up some packs, that was a lot of fun. We have a plenty for June and beyond. That'll be really cool. But yeah, anyway, thanks so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed, and have a wonderful rest of your week. All right, see you next time, everyone.